Joy's here, George. She just late.
Hello, hello. Oh, hello, people. We are live. Welcome to Chat Her Up. Tonight, we are going to recap the explosive Real Housewives of New Jersey episode, season 14, episode 8, Trouble in Tulum. And it aired Sunday, June the 23rd, 2024. How are you, Miss Callie?
I'm okay. I didn't watch the show. I already told D. All I did was watch the fight. Okay, so
Oh, it was so good. And I know you are a lot of people are crazy about New Jersey, but I'm telling you, last night was a good episode. How
I
you
saw
doing,
Margaret and
Amicio?
Puka.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm sorry I'm late. I'm normally on them about being on
Exactly.
time. And here I was late. I was late and I'm literally sitting up here in front of this thing on I think I was on I don't know, on one of these Facebooks arguing with these people in Real Housewives of Atlanta Facebook group.
See,
I mean, not Atlanta, New Jersey.
yeah, I've been arguing with folk all day. I don't care.
Yeah, because people are not happy.
And I don't know what for because Danielle was suspended, so I'm confused.
Okay, so
Well,
let's before we get into the episode, I actually took notes this time. I'm gonna be my teak tonight because she said she was gonna try to join us. So, but let me pull up my notes so we can get started. Let's go ahead and rate the episode 1 through 10. Dean, what would you give it?
8.
Okay, okay. Jersey has been kind of off for me. It's not. I've always enjoyed Jersey, even those weird years when they had like Ziggy on there, and when they had like them twins. That was probably the only couple of seasons that was just terrible. It was those seasons where it was like 2 seasons where Teresa was dealing with the court issue before she went to prison. It was like the last couple of seasons before that. So it was those are the only seasons I thought were just bad. All the other ones I've always liked Jersey. Usually these girls they kind of fight with a little bit of class, if we could say. I always thought, a lot of the people on here are from. I think it might be an East Coast thing, more or less of an Italian thing, but they are very spirited people. They have strong personalities. you
It's
know,
true.
so because of that, Jersey, although was actually the first series that I watched through only because I had heard they were starting Atlanta and a couple of weeks before Jersey got started. I'm talking about their very first season. It was 2008. I actually remember because I was on maternity leave. So I was folding up clothes. This is a true story. I was folding up clothes. It was on a Sunday. They was having a marathon. And the very first episode that I ever saw Jersey, and I came in, I missed like the first 15 so minutes. Or I missed some minutes. I don't know how many minutes. But it was the episode where Carolyn said, "We thick as thieves." And I said, "Oh, I'm watching this." I would never forget that. I thought Carolyn was like, I mean, it may be stereotypical, I don't know, but I knew I was gonna like this show, and I couldn't wait until they had another marathon so I could see the beginning episodes. I actually don't think I've ever watched season 1 through and through. Come to think of it, because we never really, back then we didn't have the ability to stream shows. We just had to catch them on repeat. So
Mhm.
I'm aging. I don't think I'm aging myself. That's just how life was in 2008. You had, I don't even know if they had, I know we had DVRs in 2008, but I don't even know if we had, what is it called? Like on demand. I don't even know if on demand existed. So I actually come to think of it, I don't think I saw the first season. I think I've seen every episode, but I came in the middle of the season, and actually that's toward that kind of toward the end. But anyway, I'm sorry. That's my rant. Let's get started. So I did take notes. The it kind of opened with Melissa talking about her prep for the Envy fashion show. Danielle showed up as a sense of support, and plus, like she kind of wanted to see what a more detail, because Melissa's doing the whole show. It's different from you coming in on a show of a whole bunch of people. So I think she wanted to see what it looks like, maybe on a larger scale, maybe. Um, does her clothes look like anything y'all would wear? No.
No.
Okay. It don't. Today we have so much access to like wholesale. It almost seems kind of kooky to me for people to spend a lot of money in boutiques. I know everybody don't have time, like everybody. So I mean, I get that. And if you got the money, hey, I mean, I wouldn't make the time for that either. But there's just so much access to wholesale where
I mean,
you can
it really is. It really is.
yeah.
I was looking up some get the look stuff
Uh-huh.
last night, and a lot of the looks I found that some of these housewives are wearing, you can get them on Tumu for
Yeah.
$14.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, and she's truthful about Timu. I'm a Timu fanatic.
Mm-hmm.
I used to order stuff from Wish, but I only ordered. Well, I had ordered a couple of clothes. That was I could never find the right size for like any of my children, so I wouldn't even dare try for me. But usually I would just give it to some of my old students, or not old students. Well, they are now. Students, if I came across something that was just too small, because I had one student that was teeny tiny. She was probably a 00, and I bought some stuff from my daughter. But Timu is very consistent. Like their
Yeah.
size is their size. So if you're ordering, if you are 18 in women's, they're I don't know, their plus size range. It's really that size.
I've never ordered from them.
Oh, honey, I didn't ordered last year when we went on vacation. It takes my daughters to tell them that some of their cutest outfits that I bought them for. My big girl is 24, so that was her first year out in the world. So I tried to buy her clothes because I know when you got your first apartment, she got this car and she's by herself in Atlanta. So I bought her a whole bunch of clothes. Everything fit. Everything. I bought her swimming
That's
suit.
good.
Her cutest fits came from Temu, and they was like
Oh
$11
man.
for like
Yeah. Yeah.
legging sets and stuff. But I really think that I really like people. Look, I'm not a fashion person, but I really like people that they'll see something really cute on one of these housewives, and somebody's like, you can have this same look, like from head to toe, and the whole thing be like $100, and
Right.
that's not what they paid. But anyway, and I wanted to say, first of all, I think Jennifer really looks pretty in that orange off the shoulder.
Because
Oh, I think
yes,
it reminded me of something Giselle would wear. When I saw it, I smiled. I said Giselle would definitely wear that, but she really does look pretty in there.
Giselle just
Um,
wouldn't be able to pull it off the same way Jennifer
I
did. That's
oh God, you just don't like her. I always say that people's strong feelings come behind. I
no, Giselle
understand
hair
Wendy,
is a
but when
mess
she
always.
got it, she got it. Giselle, that is her
Not her
almost
hair is a mess.
her
Always.
signature look.
Giselle has never had good hair, ever.
Okay.
So she would not have pulled that look off the way Jennifer did because the dress might have been cute, but maybe that hair was gonna send that ick.
All right.
Like it always do. Which was
So
gonna throw it all off.
after the envy scene, they go to Jen and Dolores and Teresa. And they basically, Jen and Dolores tell what has happened the previous episode, which was at the
Melissa's.
housewarming.
Yeah.
And one of the things that, of course, that they talk about is the card and her reaction to the card. So, what did you think about that? Did you think she handled it well?
Yeah, she wasn't child like Teresa said, baby. I would if it was up to me, I wouldn't have even gave you nothing. So
Why are people suggesting that his lawyer suggested that? Because I keep hearing that in groups. I keep hearing that in groups that Louis, his lawyer suggested they do that. Like I've heard it from a couple of places, and I don't understand how. Do you know what that means?
mm-mm.
Yeah, so I don't know. But I've heard that in a couple of places. It didn't necessarily make sense to me, but it is what it is. All right. Oh, and I also thought, I don't know what Teresa's doing with her face. She needs to lay off the lip fillers. That's too much. I really, really like Teresa, but girl, that's too much. Like it looks painful. But you could tell she did something to her cheeks. Do they put fillers in cheeks? Because I know Botox
Yes.
makes it okay. It looks like she put fillers in her cheeks in her confessional. But what's funny is when I was looking at it, I kind of smiled because it looked like Gia. It literally looked like her daughter. Like I know she looks like her daughter looks like her, but on that particular picture, because Teresa's lost too much weight. Teresa actually is one of those girls. I don't know what year it was when she had, remember when she was a bodybuilding and stuff? Teresa
Mm-hmm.
looked good with a little meat on her bones. Like, I don't know why she thought, everybody keeps saying it's just Ozempic. I don't know if that's what she's doing, but she doesn't look good with that weight off. She looks ill. She just doesn't look good. Teresa's always looked good with a little weight, just like Dolores. Dolores wasn't like never skinny, bad. I mean, you talking about somebody whose body is insane right now, which is Dolores. I don't know what doctor she went to, but these terrible girls that's been getting these BBLs need to figure it out because her body don't look deformed at all. And she's built up like the literal prototype that all of these people want to look like. Because Kim Kardashian's don't even look that good. Hers look fake. Dolores's don't. Like her thighs match her butt. And some of these people, I know I'm getting explicit, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Some of these BBLs look real weird.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even make any sense. Okay, so here's the part that everybody's been talking about in this scene is that Teresa mentions she better do what I want her to do, or such and such and such and such. So,
Well, I'm not gonna be friends with her anymore.
we talking about Jackie.
I know that's what Teresa said.
What?
That she's not gonna be friends with her anymore. She don't expose Marge.
Oh, right. She don't expose his boy. Well, I will say this. Everybody's. What you think about that? I thought, first of all, I thought it was cool that they aired that because I
Me
do
too.
wonder sometimes, like in past, some things always feel like it's missing. This was a situation where, because they do it to Jennifer all the time, they expose as Jennifer's plan, even with Jennifer letting you know that it was a plan and a narrative from the beginning. They don't do that to a whole lot of people. I wish they would do it to Marge. Marge may have enough sense not to say things on camera though, but Jennifer, she just lets it. She just tells on herself. But I like that they showed this because one of the things that Jackie said when she was on Watch What's Happening Live last week was they know that they both started this friendship. They had an agenda. I can't remember what word she used. She did.
Jackie knew. That's why I said when
I can't
Teresa
remember what
said
word
it,
specifically
it's not
used.
like it was like this big. Oh my god! Like Jackie said it from the beginning that she knew why Teresa was trying to be friends with her.
Yeah, and she said, I just saw her in something else. She said that there was a scene that they didn't put in there that she said she wished they had them. At that first, I think it was the first event, the very first event that they had. Remember where Teresa pulled, what's her name aside? What's her name? Jen Fessler.
Yeah.
She said that she and I think it was that one, but she said at the beginning, she specifically said there was a scene. I wish it was some party that both of them were at, And so I can't remember if what's her name was there. But anyway, she said that they had a conversation, and a conversation that they kind of called the truth and wanted to start all over. I wish they had showed that. They really should have showed that. It would have explained some of Jackie's behavior. Agree with it or not, it if you agree with her or not, it looks sloppy on TV.
Yeah,
It's like they're purposely showing Jackie in a very sloppy way. So I don't
it's
know
kind
what
of
her.
like feeding into the how they're making fun of her mental health.
Yeah, I think that's uncool too. That's not cool. I agree with that. Well, they're allowing that narrative, so that even makes it worse. So you got production showing everything she's doing sloppy, and then you got her so-called friends all insinuating that she's a mess. And Dolores may have a point um, when she says, because I think Dolores is a little bit more protective of Teresa than we see on camera, because she's basically saying what everybody's thinking is that everybody know what you're doing. You don't really like Teresa, so why are you trying to act like you like her now? But she also has done that with other people too. I remember she did that with Danielle when her and Danielle tried to make amends.
Yeah.
Yeah, she may be a little bit more. She'll say
No,
something
Dolores is
on
just a
camera.
piece of no. Dolores is just a piece of crap, and she can't just keep it real and just say she never liked Jackie for real from the beginning. And then when Jackie put her out there for being a fake bitch to Jennifer, that really made her not like her for real. And that's really what the issue is, and that's why she's not trying to get over the slob comment.
But I will say this, and I have always agreed with this. Jackie has always, when we have general conversations about housewives, if you had to ask me what's the one word I would to describe her, I would have said elitist. I've always thought that Jackie thought she was better than everybody on. I ain't gonna say everybody, but she always let it know that she was better than Teresa. I ain't gonna say she always. Because I'm like, even she always had a superior attitude. But I always saw that as not jealousy. Jealousy isn't the word, but it's a feeling that a woman has when you want to be that person's friend, but you're trying to figure out why they're rejecting you. Because Jackie went on this show to be Teresa's friend, not production be her friend. Jackie was her fan. If y'all go back and watch season 9, it was a conversation amongst them that she was Teresa's stalker of some sort, because she used to drag her babies around town at events to show up and take pictures with Teresa. And that's okay. I think that's cool, that you like somebody and when you come on the show. Sometimes they're not what you thought that they were going to be. And Jackie happened to come on in the season where I just don't think Teresa was receptive to a lot, because that was the season that her mom had died when Jackie came on, and Teresa and them were kind of getting along with Joe, but the argument was, Joe, come spend time with your daddy. And I think that, a child, I'm sure after you lose your mother and you watching your father who's in poor health, you don't really have an energy for bull crap. And I just agree with Teresa not about her stance on that. How she was approaching Melissa about it, like that wasn't her daddy. He should have been arguing with her brother, but at the same time, I can understand her point that, you could come pick him up on Wednesdays and no will cook for you. That'll be the day you could chill. And that's all she was saying. His time on this earth is short. You start to see that. I just don't think Jackie was a priority. I don't think anything was a priority for her then. But that's just me trying to psychoanalyze, conversations. Because I just don't look at the show. I guess it's a judgment call. I'm thinking about what they're not saying and what they're trying not to say, because these girls are very protective of bull crap. They don't really tell you the real issue. Like they don't They're not emotionally intelligent. It's almost like in order for you to be emotionally intelligent, that would disqualify you to be on most of these shows. It's just they always pick girls that don't know how to express their real feelings.
That's
That's
true.
they'll tell you, they just show you anger. They just show you resentment. They don't know how to tell you, you really hurt me when you did X, Y, and Z. Like you're like very seldom do you hear people say that. Let's start there. Like how many shows have we watched and you be like, the real issue is such, 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 such. Like, you know what I mean? If I had to psychoanalyze, this is me without a degree, like Teresa and Melissa, I see them as Teresa and her brother had a very good relationship. And Melissa came into the picture, and Teresa should have been a bigger sister to walk away. You know, sometimes when your brother or your sister or your sibling gets married and they act like they ain't got no time for you and it hurts you. And I think that maybe Teresa did say that to Joe, but I also think that Melissa also exploits that. You know, it's
But
not,
that's pretty clear.
yeah, she exploits that. That, you know, she knows that she wants to be with her brother. She knows that it's important to her. So she exploits that. Like, it's, you know, I don't know. That's just how I feel about that. But anyway, so y'all okay with Teresa being openly telling you if this girl don't do X, Y, Z that we
Absolutely. Because I agree with Teresa to some extent. Like, girl, Jackie, hello.
yeah. I
It's
hate that
time.
it has
But see, this
turned
is my
into
thing
this.
about Jackie, though.
I
I'm
just,
enjoying. I love what Jackie's doing right now, but it's the fact that Jackie need to leave those tears where they're at because when you were friends with Marge and you were reaping the benefits of it, you were okay with it. And I get it that you've been to therapy and all these other things like that. But girl, no, like all the energy you had for Teresa all these years, you need to have it for Marge.
well, I don't know if she does it. If she does it, I hope it's organic. I have a feeling that Bravo is going to keep everybody but Margaret. I think every
Mm.
last one of them will be back next season. But if they really wanted to keep this class intact, they would get rid of Margaret. Margaret really is the toxicity in this group. If you got rid of Margaret, Teresa and Melissa are going to figure it out. But when you have somebody as dominant and strong like Margaret, who's pulling all of these strings, they're never going to be able to move forward. And she is the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Nobody
they
else
didn't work it
did.
out before Mark was on the show, so I don't know that it would change.
I mean, but
No,
they
no, no,
at
no.
least used to be
They were
able to
they were
like
talking.
be
Yeah.
cordial.
Yeah. They were at least in talking room. See, right now,
Okay.
Melissa got somebody chirping in her head. She can't move forward. And I was thinking about that. I know y'all don't like this. If you remove the most toxic person from the group can move on. And sometimes it's not even the two people that are at heads. Because I mean but there is a toxic person within this group. And there's a lot of people that would say Teresa, that hate Teresa. And I get that. But if you take away Teresa, I'm telling you, you really don't have a show. I swear to you, you do not. Like for real, let's get out our feelings for a minute. What does Margaret have going on, and what has she had going on in like
Besides
the
sitting in
last
their
3 years?
raggedy ass house talking
No,
stuff.
I'm serious. Melissa is dry as paint. They're not
Yeah.
interesting. Like this was like if you were going to decide as a people not to if you wanted to ice out a person, the best thing they could have done was never speak her name. Create a storyline that has nothing to do with her. Then you can show as a group that you're independent of her, that you don't need her. But you can't try to ice out a person. And every scene you lead, you mention her name because that's all Bravo gonna air. You could have been filming for 3 hours. They're only going to show them 10 seconds that you mentioned her. if you want to ice out a person, that's what you do. Say what you want. Call Giselle on Real Housewives of Potomac. You can ice out a person. But you can't talk about them every day. You can't talk about them in confessionals. You can't talk about them in every scene. Teresa, that's what they want, they haven't been able to prove that they can stand on their own.
They have not, and I'm glad you are pointing it all out.
Yeah, they have not proven that. You want to prove that somebody is useless, make them useless. Right now, you can talk about Teresa all day long, but she has been the topic for at least 5 seasons straight. Maybe more since she got out of prison. And the person who's on defense
since season 11, for sure.
For the people who want to say, well, what's Teresa's storyline? She don't need one because she's always on the defense. That's her storyline. Y'all created for her. Y'all making people lazy because y'all stay in these blogs. So the blog people create storylines for the people, and the people that's against them, you thinking you securing your seat, but your seat is only secure fighting that person. You always should be able to stand on your own as a housewife. And if you can't, they need to exit left.
Yep, I agree.
These girls have made Teresa essential for the show. It's not even a pathway forward. What we gonna look at? Marge build fix one of them rooms because ain't number 7 of them probably cleared out now. Like, what are we gonna talk about? Rachel fooled us while her family may be great, and it was nice to learn a little about her in regards to her daughter. My daughter had that same surgery. Hers was up front. My daughter's was underneath her tongue that she had to have cut. But what is she gonna talk about? Okay. Like, seriously, she's boring. Even when her mother came to visit in the opening scene, she talking about her grandmother was talking about Teresa.
Literally, which was crazy.
Come on, y'all. We have to. These girls have gotten so lazy because of these blogs. They don't even have to entertain us. Somebody else gonna put a story out.
Can we get to the party before I lose my train of thoughts?
Okay. So anyway, of course, let me get to this. Let's go a little bit in order. When Rachel and Marge was talking,
oh yes, I brought that up.
I
said I'm glad you brought that up too. I forgot about that.
Yeah, they were talking about what's his name's waiting on tests to see if he possibly has prostate cancer. So I thought that was a little interesting. And Marge needs to stop dyeing her hair because you can see her scalp is so thin. That's all I could barely watch it every time they went to her. And somebody said she looked like Joe Biden. Oh my God, I can't unsee it now.
Oh my God, me either.
I'm watching it on TV now. Oh my God, I can't unsee it. Besides, that ain't
funny. I was gonna say, I'm glad that Rachel clocked Marge's tea, honey. Oh, I was like, good for Rachel.
Explain it.
Good for Rachel. Rachel basically just told Margaret she was wrong and she was low down and dirty. Well, she ain't say low down and dirty, but she was like, that was low to do that. And it absolutely was. And Rachel was like, girl, don't text me.
Ever. Wait a minute. I forgot to mention when the scene opened, Rachel said that she's maternal. I said to who? Not even her own children? To you? But you know what? She probably is maternal to adult. That would actually make sense because I don't think she doesn't get along with her own children. And Margaret, John, her husband said that 10 girls be in a house. Y'all remember in that scene on any given day. Like she has women around her. That's all she do is have a whole bunch of girls around her. And she likes to be looked up to and admired. That's why I said she has to leave. That Margaret is the key to this season, to this series moving forward. She really is the problem. These girls really do look at her like a mother. And that's why Jackie was just like, even Jen Fest said, I'm not your soldier. when Jackie had mentioned something to it, like I ain't up underneath you, like she needs that. That's a part of who she.
Yeah, it makes her feel. It's like how it's like kind of like a male getting his ego stroked.
Yes, yes, she needs that. That's why they all be in her house, just telling them stuff. That's why she knows all the gossip. But I thought that was
Cause she
funny.
messy, and I'm glad that Rachel clocked her tea. Like, girl, you was not supposed to do no bullshit like that just because Jackie read you.
Oh, right. And at the end of that scene, this was my thought. I wrote it down. Oh, and Margaret is using Rachel just like Teresa is using Jackie.
Yep, and Rachel just too blind to see it.
Yeah, she just don't see it. She thinking she getting another mother, and she's being used. Because I do wonder, just look at how Marge is treating somebody that she says she talked to every day and was one of her best friends. Like you don't. I ain't saying that wouldn't eventually happen, but it would at least take time. You know what I mean? Like when Candy and Phaedra in Atlanta broke up their friendship, which was really really tight. It took a whole season for that to happen, not in the same episode. It just that's crazy for her to turn on Jackie that quick. I mean, and Phaedra did get her back though, but that was terrible. Anyway, Marge actually, I said Marge visits. I literally wrote this down. Marge visits Cindy from Whoville. Note to
Oh
anyone
my
that's
god!
friends
If
with
you
Marge,
don't stop with
don't
this,
text her your tea. So, because she will turn on you. Then I wrote Margaret's hair is super thin. She needs to lay off the dye. Oh, and the fact that at the end of that scene, Marge was kind of bragging about that text message. She was like, "Gotcha." She like did she Dave Chappelle at the end told some gotcha. Like she was bragging about it. I thought that was funny because I laughed. Dolores. Oh, when Dolores is with Polly, I thought she was delusional. To think she said at the beginning, Dolores said that Polly shows her commitment. Did you hear her say
I
that?
think she means by his actions, like in the stuff that he be doing. Like I think that's what she mean by that.
I know what she meant, but he's married. I guess what I'm saying is you can't show me commitment in any way because when people think about commitment, it's a couple of things they think about, like credit. You know, you finna get something that you're gonna have to pay for a long time, and your partner. They're not thinking, a person's actions. I just thought that was crazy for her to say out loud. Like it was almost like she didn't hear herself or something. That's just me.
Do you want to just skip to
Oh,
like the fight because nothing
I'm getting
really?
there. Wait a minute. 7. Dolores states that Jennifer A doesn't like Danielle, and I agree.
Oh, I agree
That is
too.
so true. That is so true. I thought that Teresa. Oh, I
And I'm
wrote.
not rushing you, Joy, either. By the way,
Oh,
I'm
no,
not rushing you.
that's
I am
fine.
just
I'll get through it. Yeah.
absolutely exhausted today. Like seriously.
Okay. I'm just gonna. Okay. I wrote Teresa wrote too much late to wait. I said Marge has. Okay.
What
Oh,
scene are
and
we on?
so wait a minute. So when that segment went off, the segment with Margaret and his hair commercial comes on, and I said she got pieces in that commercial
Oh,
that she was
absolutely.
doing. Yeah. And I said Teresa bragged that Jackie is to be savage or she said they're not gonna be friends. Okay. Dolores and Jackie talk at Teresa's. Dolores, oh, she don't. Why is she so hard up? Why do you think Dolores didn't like Jackie? Period.
Yeah, I know you heard what I said.
What'd you say?
I said Dolores is full of shit because she didn't like Jackie to begin with, and then when
Oh,
Jackie
yeah.
exposed her for being a fake friend to Jennifer Aiden, season 13. Was it season 13?
Yeah.
Yes, whenever the rumors came out about Bill, and then the following season after that,
That was 12 and 12.
in 13, yeah, like
Yeah.
that really made her not like Jackie for real, for real. So
Oh,
Dolores just
okay.
need to
So
be
let's get to this last scene that you want to get to. All
Dolores just need
right.
to be
We're
real and
now
stop
at
and think about it.
Teresa's house. This is a welcome to Tulum. Apparently, she went to Tulum and I think her 50th birthday. And so she was trying to recreate it. First of all, I thought everything looked nice. It was a nice looking party. Wasn't a lot of people, but I thought it was a nice looking party. And then they pull, um, Danielle pulls, is it Danielle pulled her to the side? I can't remember who wanted to talk
Yes,
to who. But yeah, Danielle pulls Jennifer to the side. They go to this little table and they are talking about this donation. So apparently there were two events. The first event, um, she explained about her hairdresser. It was that situation. And then there was something else specifically that she was talking about where Danielle had to literally beg her to say, because she did want to say. And she said that apparently Danielle's hair girl was getting her hair done, was going to do, I think it was hair extensions or something. And this was kind of weird. She said that if old girl showed up, I'm getting this confused. Wait a minute. Let me say it right. Danielle was saying that Jennifer gets her hair done somewhere else. So why would you advertise for another hairdresser's hairline? Your hair girl might be mad. And all I kept thinking is, why would Danielle get involved with that though? If that's going to help your girl. And she
right,
said she would do it.
right.
That's the part that I didn't understand. Like, it was almost like she didn't want her in it, which was a little strange. I don't know, because if somebody asks you to do something, you know it's not for pay. That girl didn't say she was getting paid. It was about her showing up for somebody who asked her to advertise for their hairline. Why would my girl be mad at me if she ain't got one and asked me to do it? That don't even make no sense.
Well, I hate I missed that conversation. That's the only part I watched.
Yeah, I didn't. Oh, go ahead. I just explained it. What did you think about it?
Well, as I understood it, because I don't watch it every week. She just mentioned that her friend was having something and that she wasn't getting paid for it. That did happen, right?
That was the first. No, okay. So it was two different events. There was
Okay.
some kind of fundraiser that, because they both situations was mentioned. It was some kind of fundraiser that Danielle did, and Jennifer felt like she wasn't ethical with it. And Jennifer, it looks like Danielle kind of admitted it. So when they had this first fundraiser, it was some kind of, apparently, uh, Danielle didn't pay the ladies to show up, so they donated their time. And Jennifer was suggesting, why wouldn't you put our names in the fix and repeat? Basically, it's like an advertise. People pay for, it's
Mm-hmm.
like advertising.
Yeah.
He was
Right. Right.
like,
Right.
why wouldn't you do that? I mean, we're doing it. She said, well, the ones that did, they paid. They were like, but we donated our time. They was like, and I thanked you.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh.
I'm like,
And you
wow.
have to realize that people like Teresa and Jennifer Aiden, but just Teresa alone, is paid just to show up at events, just to be
Yes,
there.
to me, I was so floored that Danielle didn't understand it. I
Yes.
was actually floored because, like, they're doing you a favor.
Big time.
I'm foregoing my fee to show up at your event. Yes, we're friends, and I'm gonna show up because you are my friend. Those other
Mm-hmm.
people that pay her are not her friends.
Thank you.
So they're donating their time. To me, this kind of validated what she was saying. She don't
Mm-hmm.
even hear herself. She's so selfish. I'm talking about Danielle.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
and she admitted that she paid herself off the top.
see.
And so what that means is I'm just throwing out numbers. I have no idea if these are real.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just throwing out numbers for the topic of this conversation. I think she said something like we donated 25,000. But let's say the event was 15,000.
Mm-hmm.
They made, was that 25, 35, 40? They could have made, $50,000, 45, $50,000.
Mm-hmm.
So she paid herself off the top. So that
Mm-hmm.
means she said, well, I had to pay for all of my vendors. And I'm like, that's a rookie move, because most places that know that they're going to be fundraiser and housewives would make their vendors pay.
Right.
Because there'll be people out there that's trying to sell stuff,
Right.
try to capitalize on it. So you would have your vendors pay you. Now, yes, you do want to get donations through, for other things,
Mm-hmm.
but she paid herself off the top. And then she even said, I'm not like you. I don't have $1 million or whatever, $1 million. And she described how many rooms she had. She described this is a girl that wants that life. And I ain't mad at her, but it's something so, I hate to say this, y'all finna be mad, typical of millennials.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they don't understand service work or just doing something from the bottom of your heart.
Right. No,
They don't
yeah, I
get
agree
it.
with that.
Now, I'm not saying Jennifer's behavior was correct. I'm talking about the morality of this conversation.
Right.
And the morality of this conversation is a girl not even understanding, even when it's said out loud, that they gave charity when they showed up. And running my husband's business, it should have been a simple task. And even if you forgot about it, then you say, oh my God, I didn't even think about that. I'm sorry. That would have been my first reaction. Like, you know what? I didn't even think about that, because it's possible it never crossed their mind. Because when you're trying to do things, but you should take care of people that are doing you a favor. And because I can guarantee you, Teresa and Jennifer got other things to do than to show up at a charity event
For Danielle,
for Danielle.
that was a big deal. She didn't want to really realize. So yeah, I didn't necessarily agree with the way it was handled either. But Danielle, to me, was wrong.
Was
Wrong.
what?
Wrong.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah, she was just all the way wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, is some of what Jennifer is accusing her of is the truth? Something else about Danielle. This is like Danielle's sixth reality show. Did y'all know that?
No, I didn't.
Oh my gosh, she was on, I don't know if it was Sweet 16,
That long ago?
some kind of
Wow.
Staten Island
She
show.
did one about her wedding for sure.
Yeah, she did one about her wedding. She did like I mean, I might be over exaggerating when I say the number 6, but this is not her first rodeo.
Mm-hmm.
This
So
is
she
her
should know.
dream. This is
Yeah.
her dream. She has made it.
So she should know then when to
She has
appreciate somebody
made
and
it.
how to.
And she's being very arrogant to the people that haven't.
Right.
But anyway, all
And
right.
that's not right. And Jennifer had a right to call it out. Like, Jennifer
And
had
she
a right to
did
call
just
it
that.
out. I mean, because if it was the opposite way around, they would not have hesitated to drag Jennifer, especially Marge messy ass. So,
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get to this so-called fight. First of all, it wasn't nothing like I
it
thought.
definitely wasn't a fight.
Not compared to what I've seen. This was I hit you, you hit me back. That's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't really no fight. But anyway, so
It wasn't. She hit
once
her and she hit her back. And
once Danielle drops that, I mean, once Jennifer says all this stuff, then Danielle, of course, she is so dramatic. You're dirty. You're dirty.
She kept looking her up and down, and I knew she was gonna get that drink though, because she kept looking over at the drink.
She
You're
did.
dirty.
I saw her
Peek
picking
at the
up a
drink.
couple of
You're
times.
dirty. Peek at the drink. You're
Yeah.
dirty. I'm like, okay, here we go.
Joy, what she say? Joy, what she say?
You're dirty. You're just dirty. Like, I'm like, girl. It seems like I don't know if it's the accent, but I'm trying not to be stereotypical here because that's not fair.
You're dirty.
But it almost felt like I'm watching
dirty.
She was
Mob
performing.
Wives.
She was performing.
Yes. This didn't feel like Housewives. And I've been saying I didn't think she fit this group. Jersey Shore, she could have led something like that. It might even been good. Because
she would have been perfect on Mob Wives.
Yeah, like something
like that.
Yeah. I just don't see her here.
Wait, Joy,
She's
do it again. What you say? Do it again.
You're dirty. You're dirty.
She sounds just like her. That's why
she really
going up and down.
You're
It was like that finger out reading her like Nene would do, like going straight at you. She was like, I'm reading you. Like I felt it. I'm reading you.
And it's just like Danielle, but Jennifer is right about you. So I mean, how is she being dirty? To be
because she was exposed, as she said. I outed you.
Yeah, Jennifer did not care about getting hit, baby. She did not care about getting hit.
She said, "Oh, that tastes good. What kind? Was that a martini on the rocks?"
But I will say this. Okay, I will say this. I like how Jennifer articulates herself. She's a champ with this. She is emotionally intelligent when you sit down with her. She actually can talk about her real feelings. Yeah, I have seen her do that. I just thought about that. Of all of them, believe that or not, that's crazy because she nuts. And I actually like her because I think she's good reality TV. And I think she, of all people, knows that this is a game. You know what I mean? Although sometimes it's hurtful and it's your real life because she's been there, but she also knows that we all it's always somebody. Play the game. I played it when it was my turn to be the topic. It's just yours this year. But anyway, once I will say this, I do think I like that. I said all of that to say I understand when Jennifer A said, what did she say? Dang, how did I lose that thought? I hate when I do that. That's why I'm talking in circles because I can't remember what my thought was. But she said something. Oh, she said, I just lost it again. But anyway, I was trying to set up the argument. What started the argument? Oh, she said, the girl came up to my face. That was the first act of aggression. Jennifer
that was true.
She actually said that out of her mouth. And that's actually an excellent point. Danielle did walk really, really close to her face. And she had her
multiple times.
Yeah.
That was aggressive. And if y'all remember, it could have been, I don't know if this is the part of the game, because that's trying to calm the situation down. That's how I saw it. Jennifer was saying, calm down, baby. Calm down.
She was.
Calm down. Like and she was talking to her very, she didn't raise her voice, but she could see it getting worse and worse and worse. I do kind of appreciate watching reality TV and kind of seeing some things when somebody knows the game and they want to play the game, because I like the game. These were supposed to be evening soap operas. We should not be mad at each other about evening soap operas, and we too in our feelings because we're too close to these stars. That's, it irritates me. But yeah, when Jennifer says, I can't know. Oh, I think what she called her. What did she call her that ticked her off? Because she did say something specifically to her.
A dirtbag.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. And she was really, really close. People were saying spit was coming out her mouth for everything. I saw a couple of posts that said that when you're in somebody's face spitting, and she was so close, she probably was because she was yelling to the top of her lungs, and she pushes her back. The question is, did Jennifer have a right to push her?
Absolutely. She actually had a right to push her a long time before she actually did.
Do
I
it.
kind of
But,
I agree with that a little bit because she was very close up to her. I mean, she
yeah.
was. I mean,
And where I
she
come
didn't have to
from,
push her, but yeah, she was right up on her.
yeah, and where I
Uh-uh.
come from, like Jennifer said, that is an act of aggression. Where I'm from,
Mhm.
that will get you popped.
Mhm.
I have friends that you can't even raise your voice too loud to them, and
Yeah.
they like, okay, what you want to do then? You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right, right.
So, from where I come from, that is an act of aggression. I'm like that. Like if I'm in a heated argument with somebody, especially if it's on just like a day that I'm just really not in the mood, please don't walk up on me. Cause I'm gonna
Yeah,
take that as you trying to do something. And
yeah.
then Danielle was kind of hyped too, on top of being
Mm-hmm.
in her personal space.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're doing all of that and you like study walking up on me, like you know what I'm saying, like I'm gonna take that as you trying to fight or you trying to like I'm gonna be like, what you trying to do? You walk it up,
Nook, if you buck.
Nothing came up.
like what? Like you need to come, like
Is
you
that
need
the
to put your hands
saying?
down.
I
Like
am old. I don't even
what we
know the
doing
saying.
here? You know. So
Yeah.
I get where Jennifer was coming from with that. Like, girl, that's why I said like Jennifer really handled it a lot better than I would have because, like I said, all of that pointing and all of that would have probably got Danielle put on notice right immediately because I would have told her from the jump, like, what you gonna do is you gonna put your hands down. That's what we're gonna do. We're not gonna be doing all the hands and stuff. We're not gonna do that.
So
We're
here's
not
the
gonna do
next
that.
question. Did Danielle have a right to then bop on the side of her head?
Well,
Or neck?
absolutely.
Not bop on the side of her neck.
Well, absolutely. Because if you
I
push
agree.
me, even if I am
I
in your
agree.
face, then yeah.
Yeah.
Because I can't say that. Yeah, I ain't never got into it with nobody and like walked up on them and did all of what Danielle doing. I done did the same shit before, so I'm not being
Yeah,
a
but
hypocrite.
here's what I got to say about it. I mean, yeah, she had every right to because she was just quick, even though she's the one that started it with all her up so close situation. But did y'all see how quick she grabbed that glass and threw it? I
Yeah,
mean,
I felt like she was reaching for it like a couple of
yes.
times.
A couple times she had already eyed it. She knew what she was getting ready to do. Okay, and she
So
hit
you
her
think
hard
she
in the glass.
already had intentions of throwing it in
Yes,
her face? Okay.
yes, that's exactly where that was gonna go. And didn't the glass break or no?
It
I
did
think
break.
it broke, but I don't think it was glass. I think it was a plastic, those
Why do you think
clear
that?
like plastic cups.
Yeah, they kind of look like glass, but they
Yeah.
ain't.
Why
Yeah.
do you
We
think
get them at
it was
Christmas time.
plastic?
Look, we get them at Christmas
But
time.
anyway, why do you think it wasn't glass? Because she wasn't bleeding, or
No,
what?
she was bleeding. That's why Danielle
Oh,
got
I
suspended.
didn't
I
see
didn't
blood.
see her bleeding.
I did
Are you?
not once. I didn't see that. But my whole thought was she could have. I mean, because I'm
And
looking at it
Jennifer
like
kept
she's
saying, "I'm
smacking with a
okay."
glass. But Jennifer said it tastes good. We got a martini on the rocks or what? She ordered one. Okay.
Yeah, she and they asked her, "Was she okay?" She said, "I'm fine."
Yeah. I'm just
I
trying to
think
taste fine.
Jennifer.
I don't think Jennifer was
I'll
scared of
have
her
what
at
she's
all. I
having.
actually think had they not broke it up, they would have fought.
Jennifer's so
I
funny.
don't
That's
think
my girl.
so. I
I
think
absolutely think
I
so because if
think
you look at the fight,
Jennifer.
Jennifer was finna lunge at her before Nate like kind of ran like in the middle of them and the production kind of
You think
came.
so?
It
I
could
mean, it
be
didn't
cut
look
in a
like
way that
that.
I can't be able
Yeah.
to assess that. Okay. I mean, the reason that I say that, I think Jennifer was remorseful immediately. The way that she was talking, like, my husband is a whole doctor. I'm not gonna be fighting like
Mm-hmm.
some idiots on TV. Like,
Mm-hmm.
He
I
stayed
do think
calm.
she was thinking. See, Jennifer,
Yeah.
Jennifer thinks like that. Jennifer could be the Giselle of this group. She
No.
gonna test you,
Come on now.
but girl, I ain't trying to act like no real fool. I'm trying to entertain people.
Well,
Yeah,
I
but
don't
she
Because,
think
stayed calm
Giselle
the
is
whole
gonna ever
time.
push anyone at
oh
all.
no,
Yeah. Yeah.
she
Stella doesn't
probably
go that far.
wouldn't. No. She probably actually Giselle would keep walking back and walking back. And well,
Yeah,
I agree with
Giselle
that.
would definitely go into her, white woman's card. Oh my God, you're so aggressive.
Oh my
Like,
God. You did
I
not
mean,
like,
say
if
that.
somebody is in your face
even though
screaming
she's
and
been in other
pointing,
people's
did
faces
we
too,
not just say that that is an act of aggression?
No, I'm just saying. I just know, we as we've seen Giselle, she goes into that victimhood all the time, even though she's done all of these same things in the
Yeah,
past.
well, I'm not going there. But anyway, let's stay with them. So What did y'all think about Danielle when she leaves? First of all, Paulie says she knew not to tick off a girl like her. That meant something.
Mm-hmm.
That she's not controllable.
Oh, is
That
she from
she's
Patterson
wild.
too, or what? She's from
Huh?
Patterson. Is she from Patterson too?
I don't know, but I think she from Staten Island.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah, the
she.
show that she was on was something to do with Staten Island.
okay. And before the fight started, he was watching her in the background. He knew something was about to pop off. Y'all see the way he was looking at him? Mm-hmm. The husband, he knew that Danielle was about to pop off because he'd
Right,
seen her do it before.
right.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking at her ear. Her ear isn't bleeding unless it's like underneath it and it's a small cut. Because when she said when she was licking her stuff, saying, "What was this so and so on the rocks?" There is no. I don't even see a scratch on her ear. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I just don't see it
Yeah.
Yeah.
because
So,
it didn't.
D, you said that she did get suspended for that, but
Yes.
I
she got.
thought both of them got suspended.
I
I know
remember
for
that now
sure
that you say
Danielle
that.
did. I know for sure Danielle did.
Okay,
But they
I'm
came right
thinking
back.
both of them did, and this
Okay.
is why. Have y'all noticed that them two have those two, not them two, those two haven't done any promos for this season,
No, I don't. I don't watch it enough to know.
Yeah.
and they haven't been on Watch What's Happening Live. Any There's
Live. Yeah.
no reason why either Danielle or Jennifer shouldn't have been on Watch What's Happening Live like last night, and you have Rachel Fuda who wasn't even there.
Yeah.
So they didn't even
Um.
really talk about the fight.
So, do you think something more happened to them than what we know?
I think that they were suspended. I think maybe they have some kind of clause in there now in their contracts, and it might not be a bad thing about them fighting, not getting
Mm-hmm.
physical. Maybe that's the word, not
Okay.
getting physical.
Okay.
Because
So,
I can imagine if you're telling me I can't sue a person for their behavior, then you're going to have to protect it. I think
right.
that's fair.
I do too. I think that's fair. That's good to have. But if they came back to the show at all, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I just keep thinking about it. Seems like these shows are doing things so much worse than what happened with what we are hearing allegedly that
Always.
Kenya has been suspended indefinitely. We never heard an indefinite suspension before over something like this, and we already know the video floating around now when Joe Gorga was showing Danielle's private video on TV. We never heard anything from that, unless you
Mhm.
guys are going to tell me now that
No,
they were called
no,
out for
it was
that.
like,
Okay.
yeah, because it was a part of, yeah, they had made it a part of her storyline that didn't nobody really know um, Danielle Strauss.
See,
That was the first season.
yeah, that was season one, and that
Yeah,
was a
that was the
long, long
first
time
season. But
ago.
they were
But
watching it later. They were
yeah,
watching it later. Yeah, I got you. When she came back on the show.
yeah,
But I always wonder like what's the issue? It's a line between what's illegal and really intent. I will admit this. And it's also intent. So that may be where they got Kenya. So this girl got nudes on Atlanta all over the internet. You can get those pictures. Anybody with a printer can print them out and blow them up and have them printed out. The problem is, you know, you can look at somebody's pictures, and I could even send it. Y'all could have even sent it on the internet and put it in our inboxes, and we could have looked at it. The issue is Kenya used it specifically to humiliate her, and the intent part is what's against the law. And there are no good intentions when you send somebody's nude. We could argue, but in regards to the housewife, and you just want to see it, that's not necessarily ill. We don't know this girl. We don't have any attachment to her. Do you understand what I'm saying? So we don't have for real ill intentions. We specifically if she was new to the show because we wouldn't know her is what I mean. But I think that's what's gotten Kenya is intentions because those girls' pictures are free. And she was an OnlyFans girl and a cam girl. So it's a lot of video footage out there about her. But you know, I hate that they did suspend Kenya because this would have
Indefinitely.
been
That's
a
the part that
really
gets me.
good conversation about what's appropriate and what's not and what's intent. I think that that would have been a really good storyline because it is a big topic of conversation, and these are fairly new laws. They're not new, but they're
Well,
fairly new laws.
but when it comes to something like that, though, whether it's a new law or not, I mean, when you're showing somebody's personal stuff like that, your intent is probably not going to be the best. But what was Joe Gorga's intent? Was it okay then
Who
because it wasn't a law? Joe Gorga, what was his intent for showing that video? Was it okay because it wasn't a law to show videos back then or
I
something?
don't know, but I'm wondering, is this a part maybe they have reconstructed their contracts?
Mm.
It's possible. Like
Okay,
they
yes,
could
I see
be
what you're saying. It could be.
yeah, they could have I don't know. This is me guessing.
Yeah, but it makes sense. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But do you really have to have it in the contract to know not to show that kind of stuff?
They were see that was the thing. Bravo, because that's really a good that's why I said they should let this story play out. Bravo would have never shown those pictures. Even if they showed the event, they would have blurred out the pictures. So Bravo wouldn't have never been on a hook for doing something against the law because they would have never. We would have just heard Kenya's dialogue about it and the oohs and ahs and the conversation around it. Kenya knew when she did that it was going to be a topic of conversation.
Mm.
But it is like if Kenya had that same conversation with the girls in an argument, girl, you was a whole video girl selling your so and so, that would have been a read to us. It was the way in which she did it. We would have, because she could have, I'm telling you, she could have had that whole conversation with Portia and they could have kikied about, girl, she did this. She told Rick Ross, they would have bleeped out his name. We'd have been trying to figure out who the rapper was. Like, it would have been a whole, am I lying? I'd have produced about 7 episodes in the midst of that quick rant. We would have allowed it to play out. They were never going to show those videos, but it was how in which she did it. And she did it in a public forum. I think all of that is in the play because they spread gossip about people all the time. Right now on New Jersey, we sitting up here talking about New Jersey where Teresa, because he got arrested. He keeps saying it's 17. Well, that boy was not 17 years old. He was 22. It was in 2008. And to show you how ridiculous it is, if he was 17 in 2008, that would mean that he's only like 33 right now. And that he had his 17-year-old son right now at 15.
Yeah.
So he's lying. So there are rumors it wasn't rumors when she said you're a drug dealer. It's dripping in truth. If you could call somebody a drug dealer and all of the things that your man doing this and this has happened, Teresa, Caroline insinuated about Teresa and them breaking the law and all kinds of stuff way before it even happened. If they can accuse one another of that, I mean, surely a girl being a former prostitute, that was Marlo's whole thing on Atlanta. She the only person who has never answered the biggest question about them, which is how do you get your money? People been saying that girl was a prostitute, at least Kenya was. She always insinuated that. She would
a bottom rung prostitute.
Right.
Okay.
Forgot about that. That's funny. Oh, that's funny. So yes, I don't know. I just wish they had played that out because it wasn't gonna fall on them. But it could have been a real conversation of the way in which you did that, Kenya, is against the law. We could have had a whole conversation about that. Because ignorance won't get her out of jail. But that's a real conversation that should be had. Like, I didn't know until I watched Love and Marriage Huntsville, and I didn't know that threatening to send a nude to somebody could get you a year on probation.
Well, I knew it was wrong.
I knew it was wrong, but I didn't know it was illegal.
Well, I would have thought that you would have thought that it was illegal. I mean, because it's no
I
different
knew
than
sending it. I just didn't know threatening was. I knew I teach high school, so I've always had to talk to students. I talk to students about that particular law in Missouri all the time. I didn't realize it was against the law to threaten. If if I tell you to stop doing X, Y, and Z, then I'm gonna shoot these news. I'm gonna send out these news. I didn't know that was against the law.
oh well,
That was my thing. So it is what it is.
right,
I just, it could be a learning conversation, and it garners conversations
yeah, yeah.
that you could have, and young people really need to hear this because
You know,
they're exposed to so much more.
they are. But one thing that gets me about the TV shows that say violence is not tolerated, I think that's one of the more irritating things for me on reality TV, because a lot of the networks say that we don't tolerate fighting. It's tolerated. Come on, how long force it down? It's tolerated. Tammy Roman, it's tolerated. She keep a job. It's tolerated. She's one of the biggest bullies on TV. So when they say that stuff, it just, to me, it's not taken seriously when these people say certain things are tolerated because they tolerate it, and that's frustrating.
I don't think that those be based off real though, like because
What do you mean?
like
I
it's
mean,
too many places where people actually got into fights,
well, let's
and
just see what show that we're talking about, though.
and and it could be VH1. They could be talking about their employees and not the shows that they buy, and you just never know. I don't know.
I don't either, but just sticking with this show and what was, what we saw last night. I mean, if violence isn't tolerated, or fighting is not tolerated, then why do we have so many people still on TV that,
Or why they show it.
yeah, well, why do they show it? Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
or even show it. Yeah, but I mean, I don't have a problem with them putting in a policy that the housewives shouldn't fight. And if they do, if the situation gets physical, you're suspended. I think that's fair. But because I do think they're both suspended. Because not only is neither one of them have been doing press. Now, if you see one of them pop up and watch what's happening live, maybe the time is up, or my guess, of course, was wrong or whatever. But I have a feeling on top of them being suspended, and it's possible that they're actually fired and they can't say, because that is possible. That's one of the reasons why they canceled. I mean, all of this is why they canceled the reunion, because that's also taking money out their pockets.
Yes, it is. And on Bravo, it's probably a little bit more money than some of the other
Because they used to get a set amount of money for reunion, and I don't know what it is, but that's a big chunk from all of them. So whatever this finale is was supposed to be like off the chain. And all I know is I saw Dolores Clown in the clips, which tells me she's probably going after Jackie. And last night on Watch What's Happening Live, Rachel was on her Fuda, and she said she felt like Dolores was not Dolores, Jackie was the laughing stock of Bravo.
Why?
Because of what Teresa said when Teresa was saying she better do what I say.
Oh,
She better expose Margaret. Yeah, I don't think so, because if you watch What's Happening Live last week when Jackie was on, one of the things that she said is she knows that both of them started their friendship for strategic reasons, but she said in there they found something. Well, one of the things that Andy asked her was, well, next week, I don't know if you're going to say that. And she paused and she said, what? And she said, next week, I don't know if you're going to say that. And she said, I'm okay with whatever's in it because I know how it started.
okay.
So, her and Teresa, they've been hanging off season, outside of the cameras.
Mm-hmm.
They've done quite a few pictures together. That's why we knew going into this season who side Jackie was on.
Yeah.
Is because they were showing up in current pictures together. And every time they showed up, people put them in these blogs and groups or whatever. So we already knew before the season started because of that. This is like we already know. And on Potomac, that it looks like Giselle and Wendy have made amends.
Well, that's what they're saying.
Well, that's because of the video that's going around.
Yeah, of them at the party and all that white.
Oh no, that's a different event because of Wendy's birthday party.
Yeah.
Wendy's
well, I'm glad that they
party.
are. I mean, if they're going to try, because Robin don't have her. I mean, Giselle doesn't have her bestie. So why not get along with the ones that are there? They don't have any real issues anymore. So that's good. I mean, they do, but Wendy's going to be the mature person and forget the fact that Giselle kind of blamed that fight on her, and in addition to Candace and Debbie Disney Deborah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. With that being said, I think that's pretty much it. I enjoyed this episode. I thought Real Houses of New Jersey, they stepped up. This was I like New Jersey. It's never a show that I thought I'd be arguing with people in groups on. But there's nothing else on TV. I ain't gonna lie. When I say there is nothing on, what are people watching? Because when I say it's nothing on TV, I have read so much this year.
Summer vacations, they're traveling and reading books.
I'm talking about since January. You have to remember that nothing has been on television all year. It isn't just because of the writer strike. Very few shows that I watched came back, or they came back. Like I watch Abbott. I don't really watch a whole lot of TV. I watch Abbott and I watch The Neighborhood. A lot of those shows came back like late in the year. So this school year, and I count years by school years, I've read so much because of that.
That's good. You and Montique, what was she reading? A book a week?
I read more. I can read a book in a couple of days.
Yeah, so we know what y'all doing. Y'all reading. Yeah. I don't watch much TV either, but I did catch the show you mentioned a second ago. Is that the one with Cedric the Entertainer?
Yeah, The Neighborhood.
Yeah, I watched that. I thought it was really good. And I hadn't heard about it. I just was flicking through and saw it one day. So I just stayed and watched it. So
my auntie been trying to get me to watch it for years, but I watch Sisters on Tyler Perry on BET. And right before Sisters, I had turned on the television one day and The Neighborhood was on.
Yeah.
Every time I watched it like repeatedly, like, oh yeah, that one show on.
It was so
like
funny.
Last year. It is so funny. I'm like,
it is so funny. I love it. I love it.
I just started from the beginning on Paramount Plus.
So did I. Yeah, it's really good. I hadn't heard of it before, just kind of running up on it.
Me either.
So I wonder, people should probably know about that show. It's really funny.
It's hilarious. It's so funny. It felt like a 90s sitcom to me. I think
it really did.
2000 or 2000, more 2000.
It felt like something we needed.
It's so funny. It's really a funny show. It's like, it's goofy. It's everything you want, and they be teaching. Like some of the episodes,
they be making points,
funny themes, and have points, which is kind of cool.
Yeah,
and it balances it with funny. I haven't seen a show like that in many years. I do watch Abbott, but I don't watch a lot of sitcoms. Don't really exist anymore, do they?
Not really. I mean, not that I know of.
Not Black.
Not that I know of.
When the last time we had an all-girl ensemble of Friends or some mix of,
it's been a while.
or it's on streaming services and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really on television. They're not.
Nothing's on television. Yep, you got to
Yeah.
pay to watch anything else that might be out there.
Yeah.
That kind of takes away from some of it because you got so much to pick through. But
Yeah,
anyway, I agree. I didn't watch this whole episode, but the parts, because I don't watch the show on a regular, I just know it from all the years. But I enjoyed the part I did see.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Yeah.
I think New Jersey, I like it. It's nothing that I ever want to binge watch. Like I never had the desire to go back and push play, but I didn't with Beverly Hills either. I watched Atlanta over and over again. So like
me too.
Yeah, I can watch it. Atlanta was like a really funny show, especially seasons 5, 6, 7. Start around 5. Oh, when Portia and Kenya came on.
Yeah, they were
that
funny.
Show was
by Ashley.
Right. It's stuff that we have people reenacting on TikTok, which is hilarious. Like it's this one guy on TikTok. That's all he do is Atlanta scenes, and he do full scenes. And it was so funny. He did the scene that Sheree, she's a meme, and she like, ooh, in the meme with her head shaking. As soon as he clipped, I had pushed, you know how you scroll on TikTok. As soon as I scrolled in, but I saw their head moving, I already knew it was that scene.
You should send me that clip. That'd be funny to share.
Oh, I have to see you here. It is so funny, but yeah, I could watch Atlanta over and over. Same. I don't see me ever watching Jersey again. It was dark.
I can't do it.
Yeah, it was dark at some point, but I do enjoy it. I enjoy it.
Yeah,
I think it's a good set of girls.
It is. All right, we've been on here an hour and 15.
I'm gonna go. All right, y'all. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed us.
D just left us.
Huh?
D just left us.
He said he had already told me he was really tired.
All right.
He'd be working. Poor baby work a lot.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. I'll talk to you. Bye, y'all.